This video is going to be a beginner guide to hair. This is one of the current projects that I have going on, and so I had to lay some hair in, so I thought I'd video the process of the hair. Don't mind the face and the dog, they're not done yet, but this will be what will look like with just a very little bit of work. So I'm going to start out with my darkest color, so which is a little bit darker than the highlight color that we're going to use, and we're going to come in here and it's real simple. We'll just lay out the major shapes. And this will pertain to any hair, the most realistic hair to your basic hair, and you'll see that we'll get a fairly realistic representation of hair without doing a whole lot of work. All right, start with this curve portion off of what we got as a ponytail going on. I've already darkened in this section here. Now what I'm going to do is come off of this section, so I won't lay any paint in here. If you need to use a shield, use a shield here. What we're going to do is we're going to just take some simple, regular old dagger strokes, and we're going to run dagger strokes up. Now in here, as we come off of this crown, and I know this doesn't look like much yet, I've got to tighten up this on the inside, but as we come across this crown, we're basically going to do the same thing. As you notice, there's a section of hair that sweeps up as it gets tied back, but that crown is real simple, and that you're just going to come back and you're going to use a series. Your curve, as it gets closer and closer to the top, is going to start straightening up. Now when I get in here over by the paw, we've got some smaller hairs where they're pulled in from the scalp, and as those hairs are getting closer to the scalp, they're a little tighter. So we're going to have a few smaller dagger strokes up on the bottom, and we're not going to go in so tight. And then we got a nice crisp line which will define that section where it's pulled together. And then you got a major shape of hair in here like that. Same thing as we get close to the scalp where the hair is being pulled back. In here, you can't really make it out at all in this photo. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some simulation. Or we're gonna go in here and we're just gonna kind of shade and blend. We don't wanna be full in with it. Then we'll come off of here, off our shade and blend, and we'll pull in a few fine hairs coming down off of the face. Can't really see them in the picture. I can see that they're there. So we'll make them up somewhat without geek, but you don't want to just get too crazy. Your other shapes are just going to be darker shapes inside. And then as we come over the ear, we start to darken up again with those deeper dagger strokes. And they don't come all the way back out. We're going to put some shading in here. We'll have some more shading going on later. But your dagger strokes won't come all the way back out. So there's a spot where there's no dagger strokes in there. You're going to have some major shapes that look stuff like this. And as we get towards the top, we're going to start bringing in and get darker and darker because the hair on top of the head is much thicker and has much more depth about it than the hair as it's pulled tight up against the scalp. So we're going to come over to here and we're going to start putting in, we're not really even dagger stroking, we're filling in, but we're just leaving some minor gapping. Notice how when I did that, I'm curving and it's becoming more flat to create that direction. That's because of the way the head is shaped here. So as the head's hair is swooping back this way, it's got to be up high, and as we keep going, it's continuously starting to curve back away. Obviously, in this case, the hair is so dark that we eventually want to hit 100% value. So I'm counting on this overspray, leaving minor variations in texture and shade. Although I will hit all of it, it will all get hit. It will create, by working with dagger strokes instead of just flood filling, it'll create some small illusion of depth in there. But it's really not a mission critical. If your dagger stroke's a little out of place, it's not going to matter. Remember, when I say those hairs are going like this and coming in, it's not uniform. You need to, that's why I'm going over multiple dagger strokes. So one of my strokes might be more this way, and the next one might be a little more this way, but they're all flowing in the general direction of the hair flow. We get down here, you've got small hairs that are going to come off of the scalp. So you are going to need to bring some much smaller strokes as you get closer to the scalp. Bringing some smaller dagger strokes through your light spots. You bring just a handful of those. Don't bring a lot. Don't need a lot. Just see how I'm putting some lighter and softer and gentler strokes in here. Still following that same direction. And with our major shapes filling in, keeping the highlight out. You get down here, like close to the ear, and you got to start coming in with small dagger strokes, working off. And sometimes you'll have sections you can just block in. And you want to work up to your value. Until you get to that 100% intensity of the darkest tone that we're working with. And I'm going to come around here to the head, of course, and put some small strokes in. And I'm going to get a little random with them, like so there's some flyaway hairs in. And I'm going to start filling in this section on the scalp where it's loose hair. Looking at some real hair, if you're pulling it back like that, see how you've got flyaway hairs as well as the tight hairs that are pulled up. And then same thing, some of those flyaway hairs, hairs that did not get trapped into the ponytail, are loose, and that's why we have no definition of this. So we just want some very light shading. Notice that's more like just blending it in there. And then put a few random hairs across that, and we need to tighten up these hairs around the ear. Of course, the ear's not done, so I can't expect it to look perfect just yet. Same here on this back side of this ponytail. We got a few short hairs in here. Then we can start to shade in gently. And if you're using a different color, of course, if your highlight color is different than we're all in a sepia tone with this picture. So I have not changed my tone. I am just simply spraying much lighter. And so I'm going to blend into that highlight, leaving some highlight out in the center. Now in this particular case, I'm going to pull out just a few random hairs, and what I'll do, it's like they're flyaways, and I'm just going to gently scratch back in a couple of spots. Alright guys, obviously I still have to work on this face, and I got to work on this dog, and I still have a lot more work to do, but I wanted to get the hair in, and what it's gonna, thought, well, if I want to do the hair, I'll pop out a quick video. So that is how I handle hair on an actual project of mine, and you know, it's not difficult. You just have to pay attention to the major shapes, a little bit of dagger stroke work here, get some highlight, leave some highlight spots inside, boom, you're done. If it was colored hair, you could do the same thing as in putting your darks in, and then when you tint, you can, with transparent paint over the top of it, if it was a red hair, you could use your reddish colored tint at the highlights, because those red tints would show up as red hair, whereas your dark shapes are going to show up almost to a black. Anyway guys, we appreciate y'all. If I have not introduced myself yet, I'm Bill Kennedy with W. Leon Artistry. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up if you do not mind. If you do not like the video, of course you can thumbs down me. That's all right. Works just fine with me. Anyway, that's all I got today. If you really like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and turn on notifications, because otherwise YouTube can't notify you. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Bye.